Swizz Beatz in the building. What up, family?
Zone, 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 zone. We here.
You already know, man.
Favorite place. We here.
K-Day Morning Show, Romeo holding it down. And when I see you, man, the first thing comes to my mind was like, I think it was so dope what you and Timbaland did on stage.
Oh, man.
Whose idea was that for y'all, the beat battle on stage?
It was both our idea.
That's dope, man.
You know, being competitive and showing off your craft and your sport, I think it's great for music. You know, I think more people should go up against each other and just have fun with it.
Right. I mean, well,
there's a lot of egos in play, so a lot of people don't, you know, they don't want to go head to head like that.
Yeah,
know?
Some people can't handle that situation.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, shout out to Timbaland, shout out to Just Blaze, shout out to Kanye, because we all went head to head and had fun.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. So what's new with you, Swizz? What's popping, man? Let's talk about it.
Oh man, you know, I got my album coming out November 2nd, Poisin. You know, because in life we got to face our poisons, the poison.
Yes, we do.
To move forward. So I'm starting a little dark. My first single's with Wayne called Pistol on My Side. You know, Wayne's back.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
He got his album dropping on Friday. But you know, it was good to see and to have Wayne in the particular spirit that he is on my single.
Yeah.
And you know, I just love that people feel the energy from it. And me personally, I just feel like I'm starting.
Okay.
You know, like I started in '98, but I feel like I'm starting in 2018 because, like, I feel like everything I've done prior was just a warm up.
That's a scary thought.
Come on, man. People should be scared.
You came out the box running in 9'8".
Yeah,
like
but I didn't know who I was then.
Man.
Right? Like, imagine knowing who you are and then setting your goals. That's kind of like when you really start. You start when you know who you are.
You know, it's almost like a relationship like women. I think women, when they hit their 30s, they hit their prime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Men take a little longer. So you are right. Like, you may start at a certain age.
I just turned 40.
Okay.
But I'm the young OG. I'm younger than all my peers. I'm not going to name names because I want them to stay feeling young too. But I'm younger than all of them.
And that's dope. And like you said, you're turning 40, but you have a young mentor. When we talk about J. Cole, how did that come about, man?
I mean, I always embrace the youth. Right, because like at one point in time I was J. Cole, and you know people was listening to me that was in a different situation and was older, and I know that I was very instrumental in a lot of artists' careers when I was J. Cole's age, and even younger than J. Cole.
Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of people from my generation like feel, you know, they act a little funny. They want the younger artists to like kiss their rings and all this stuff here, and it's like, no, have a decent conversation. And if they could bring something to the table, you should embrace it.
True.
So J. Cole brought a lot of different things to the table when I was working on the album, as far as like today, because I haven't put an album out in 11 years.
Damn, it's been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long.
Damn,
Time is moving like that.
Yeah, it is.
You know, but I'm not too cool to listen and be like, you know what? I was in school. I did diversify my portfolio and go design and, you know, start up entry points for the art industry. And then now that I completed those things and those things are moving, now I'm ready to compete.
Okay.
Right? Because like even, you know, people like, it's easy for everybody to play basketball when you go to the court and you see people out there dunking and doing their fancy moves until Kobe walk on the court, LeBron walk on the court, Jordan walk on the court, or any of the GOATs walking on the court. Let me see you do your moves now.
Yeah, it's a different situation.
Yeah, and when I come, I'm not coming to play no type of game. So I just wanted to hit them with the poison out the gate, and it's going to be special, man. I promise. It's quality. What I'm bringing to the industry is quality, right? It's not. I'm not bringing fake hype. I'm not bringing fake smoke. You know, when you hear this album as a curated body of work, that's like quality.
And I think you did that since day one. That's why it just scares me. Is you saying you just getting started?
Yeah, I am.
You know what I'm saying? That's dope, man. What's the love for art? Where did that even come from, Swizz?
That just came from growing up in the hood in the Bronx, just seeing it everywhere, and then growing into it and becoming a fine collector, and then understanding the different rules that weren't right in the industry, which made me want to fight for those rights for visual artists and different things like that, and you know, and then also being an owner of the culture. You know, the Dean Collection I own, and you know, we the biggest Gordon Parks collectors in the world. And amongst many things, but I feel like if we are, a lot of artists like to say that we're the culture and we're for the culture, but we don't own the culture, right? So if you're going to be talking about you for the culture, then you're going to have to own a piece of the culture.
Okay.
Right? And let's just start with something small, right?
And do you remember the first piece of art you even purchased, like what that was like to compare to what you may have got a week ago? You know what I mean? Is it the same feeling when you buying it?
Well, my first authentic piece of art was by this photographer named Ansel Adams, and it took me a year before I bought it, maybe a year and a half.
A year? Okay.
Yeah, because I couldn't understand the price. Right?
All right.
Like, it's not a poster, right? This is like considered fine art and almost like 19, 20 years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't understand like how somebody would pay so much for a photo. And then I educated myself for like a year and a half to justify that particular price and that artwork. But one thing that you're going to find out about art, if you're getting into art, it's never going to be the right price, right? And I say that because, like, you know, like you'll look at something and be like, man, that's like $10,000, or like that's $5,000, and you feeling like it's not the right price, and then the price go up, and the next time you see it, it's like $20,000.
Oh,
but when it's $20,000, it's like, man, I just seen it when it was at $5,000. Now it's at $20,000. That's not like, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
Then it's $50,000.
See, man, I really got to do
Right?
my homework on that, because you
Yeah.
think when you buy a car, take off the lot, you lose some value.
It's done. Forget that.
A house going to go up and down, but the fact that this
The
piece
art
of
market
art,
hasn't crashed since the Dow Jones started.
damn.
Okay.
You don't know now, you know.
Yeah. So, you know, and let me guide everybody correctly. Not all art is going to appreciate and value. You have to do your homework on what particular pieces to buy, because people will start buying anything and feel like it's going to go up and do these different type of things. It's not.
Okay.
But then also you can't predict who's going to go up, who's not going to go up, right? So you should buy what you love for the passion,
Got you.
right? Like, buy art for the right reasons. If you feel it, buy it. If you know, because like, imagine you buy something that you feel, and then it just happens to go up in value. That's like a win-win,
Yeah, it is.
right?
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
is.
dang, I get to hang this on my wall, and I just seen one sold for 2 times what I paid for. Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, you winning on that.
Yeah, you winning.
It sounds like your passion for the art is definitely toe-to-toe with your music. You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
you're doing now has grown to that level.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a question. I don't even know if you can answer this one. Name a track when you cut it and produced it with whatever artist it was, and you knew that this shit was going to pop. And it's probably happened several times for you, Swizz, but there are a couple where you can be like, when you in that studio session,
Yeah.
you was like, oh, this is it.
The easiest way to answer that is probably about 80% of my catalog. I knew that was going to pop. Why? Because I'm very particular. I'm very hard on myself, and I'm a great judgment of character. And I started off as a DJ, right? So I know what the people want.
You know what they, yep.
Right. So when I was working with different artists, the whole time of my catalog, I know as a fan what they should do.
Got you.
Right. Not just saying like I'm a hot producer. They're gonna do what I want them to do. No, we're gonna do what the people want us to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And once you put the people first, you can bet that you probably gonna end up with one of those layups.
There you go.
More than none.
Way easier than a jump shot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just lay it up.
Now, when you have this energy going, man, for making the track, how do you have that on and off switch? Like so I know some cats, like my boy Mars, if the track's in his head, he want to lay it down ASAP,
Me
right?
too.
So there's no
Yeah.
delay. Like,
There's no
whatever you're
delay.
doing, you're going to stop and go to the
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah. Because you know, at the end of the day, everything that I'm aligned with is art.
Okay.
Whether it's fashion, whether it's designing a car, whether it's designing a watch, you know, whether it's collecting art, whether it's painting, I'm pulling from the same side of my brain to do all those things. So nothing really interferes with the other,
Got you.
right? So the same side of your brain that you're going to use to make a hit is the same side of your brain you're going to use to make a sneaker. Because you got to think, like, getting 1 million people to agree on something that you thought of late at night, that's pretty hard. You know, but like, we throw around millions and hits and stuff like that, but nah, that's like really hard to achieve. Like, just say something and get 1 million people to agree to it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
That's true. That's true.
You know, so that's how I think of it.
Who's more critical of their work, you or your wife, when it comes to putting a project together?
As far as critical, we're both critical.
Okay.
But she's more analytical,
Okay.
right? Meaning that I'm more wake up in the morning and just do whatever I feel.
Mm-hmm.
She's wake up in the morning, full schedule and staying on that schedule and not being late 1 second of that schedule.
Damn. Okay.
I don't know how to do that. I think that might be her white side. Right? Yeah,
Could be on point, on time.
Yeah, that's her white side because
That's what we doing this weekend, Swizz.
Yeah, this is it. But you know that type of organizational setting is the reason why we run a great household.
That's dope.
Like we need that because if I'm off the rail. Like I get up and like, we're going to Spain today. It's like, no, but the kids got school. No, we're still going to Spain today, right? But her, she have like the trips laid out, everything laid out.
Wow.
So it works out.
Well, it sounds like it's a great balance there with that. You know what I mean?
Yin and the yang. We have you can't have like the same thing.
Yeah.
It's going to clash. Like you got to have the scale balancing left and right.
Okay.
So
Well, let's talk about blended. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What's the word? I mean, what's the deal with that situation right there? Because I think that word alone is that word is special, man.
Yeah. We got a book coming out called Blend, ladies and gentlemen. So this is for all the families out there that have blended families, and I know a lot of us do. And so myself, my ex-wife, my current wife came up with this book because, you know, we worked through a lot of hard times on getting the kids and the energy and the family right. And a lot of the techniques that we were using were actually working. And it was like, wow, like, you know, there's not really no book on how to blend the family together and
really is
let the kids get along and put the egos to the side. And like, I'm talking about like real things. And so we decided to participate in Mashanda's book and add our, I wrote a chapter for the fellas because I think it's important because as men, we like to run away from a lot of issues.
Yeah, we do.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I want to see my kid, but I'm not going to see my kid because I'm not messing with his mother. So whatever, I'll figure it out later. And that's not like the right approach to take to a child that didn't ask to be here, right?
Yeah, and that's true. And you know, my dad did that to me.
Yeah.
Which kind of still scarred me. So now that I have a 5-year-old, I got to be there.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You got to handle that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? My family's blended as well. I call Black-A-Malin. He's Guatemalan black, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love that little dude. So I get it, but you're right, man. A lot of us go through that in the beginning.
We don't have the guidelines on it.
True.
Right? Like we were never taught in circumstances, whether it's being married young, whether it's blending family, like for our culture, like where's the rules to those different things? Like we know we think we're supposed to do, but we haven't seen nothing that spoke to us of what we could do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I think that this book, it's gonna change people's lives. I mean, you could go to Amazon and pre-order it now. I think it'll come out like in a week or two. But it's a masterpiece, honestly.
Dope, man. And the album's dropping when?
November 2nd, or it could be moved up depending on the people. The pre-order is up now. You know, but I actually like taking my time in my rollout process.
That's dope.
That's why I'm starting now, and it's like November 2nd, and people are like, oh, you know, that's super far, but it's like, is it? You know, like
before we know it, man. Time is flying, like you said.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time, people. You know, enjoy the craft, enjoy the videos that's coming out every other week. Enjoy the rollout because, like, you know, the industry now is like bubblegum. People chew it up and spit it out. Like, that's not the project I'm working on. There's a lot of other projects they can do that with, but this project, you know, it's a body of work and it's a body of quality, and the way I'm rolling it out is to be respected.
That's dope, man. So before you roll out, Swizz, I'm gonna throw some names at you, and I just want you to let me know the first thing comes to mind. Comes to your mind, cool?
Yeah.
All right, Eve.
Goddess.
Okay. Missy Elliott.
The Inventor.
Damn, that's dope. DMX.
The Great.
Jay-Z.
The GOAT.
Woo. Justin Timberlake.
Ladies Man.
Robin Thicke.
Smooth with it.
Yeah. Kanye West.
Our brother from another mother.
And the last one I'm gonna drop on you, Lil Wayne. What comes to mind?
The Lil Goat.
He said a little goat.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Of course, they got to pick that book up. They can order it now.
Yes.
Album going to be dropping
November 2nd. You could pre-order the album now.
Okay.
You can get the Wayne single now. And then every other week, I'm going to unlock different songs, different videos. We're just going to have fun all the way up to the release date. They're not even going to notice it.
I still can't believe it's been 11 years, though, dude.
11 years.
That's crazy.
But I needed that break.
Okay.
You know,
why you feel like you need that break?
Because
because as a musician, don't you miss like, oh shit, I could have did that track different. I could have did that.
Nah, I mean, I've sold over 300 million records. I got over 580 songs in my catalog plus, and I started at 17, right? I'm 40 now, this month, but it started feeling like a revolving door to me.
Okay.
And I just was like, you know what? Let me get out of this door and explore other things, while I'm young, while I'm fresh, instead of waiting until it's too late to diversify my portfolio and change up. The one thing I know I wanted to add was my education. So I did my 3 years in Harvard, graduated out of that, and I did that for us. I did that for the culture, to let people know, like, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Like, I got kicked out of all my schools, but it was like I just wanted the reason. And it doesn't have to be an Ivy League education to educate yourself, by the way, because a lot of things that I learned in school you can learn online for free. But I just challenged myself to Ivy League school because that's the school that they said I'd never make it to. Right? So those are different things that I just wanted to do for myself, and to add, 15, 20 more years on to my plan, just by having my education right. And then what I wanted to do, I wanted to see what it was like not to make music money, right? Because like I feel a lot of people are slaves to only making music money, and then when that stopped, then their life stopped. And I was just like, you know what? Let me get into design and let me show the culture that we don't have to be under one umbrella to be creative, right? So I took a lot of those different risks. I left, fresh off a Grammy, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And but it was cool because I'm back. Like I'm just starting now. That's why I'm like I'm just starting now, because now I got a toolbox of things that I can actually use and build some stuff.
Yeah, you can, man.
So now it's showtime. Now we got a problem.
You already know, man. It's all dropping. 2018 gonna be a dope year. 2019, I already know. I'm looking forward to it. Swizz. Whenever in LA, man, the door is always open for you.
Appreciate that.
It's going down. I appreciate it, man.
Yes.